focus on hitting your goals in every area of your business. Remember, the universe rewards the bold. A leader has to take the risks.
Today, we're going to talk about why some people make it and why some people don't make it. Is there a reason why successful people become successful? I mean, do they just get lucky? Is that the reason why they're successful? Is because they got lucky? Is it because their parents were rich? Is it because they have a high IQ? Is it because they just got lucky? I mean, what is the reason? Like, why is it that some people make it and some people don't? We're going to dive into that category today. I really believe that it has to do with mental toughness. Mental toughness is the strategy behind what we're going to talk about today. So mentally tough people, they don't believe that the world owes them anything. You know, you see these people walking around saying, I want a handout, I want more free college, I want more food stamps, I want more welfare, you know, help me out, I'm struggling. You know, mentally tough people, they're not looking for handouts. And this is a huge clue as to why they're successful. The reason why they're not looking for handouts is because they believe that they're not owed anything. They believe that they are the ones that are going to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, and they're going to go do the things that's necessary to get them to where they want to go. And they feel like they have every opportunity. Look, I mean, you've seen immigrants come from other countries that have become millionaires. You've seen people that, you know, maybe were raised poor or had very, very little money growing up, but they still managed to become successful. So I think that what stops a lot of people is the fact that they spend all day long trying to figure out how to get free shit versus actually just saying, you know what, let me figure out how to build a successful business. Let me figure out how to be successful myself. Let me figure out a new business. Let me try something new. Let me take a risk. Let me go for it. I just think that mentally tough people, they don't feel sorry for themselves. They don't feel sorry that they were raised in maybe not an expensive home or they didn't come from wealth. Successful people, they're always planning and focused on how to raise the level of their life. They're trying to figure out ways to make money. They're trying to add value to society. They're not focused on feeling sorry for themselves. I mean, I'm not saying life is perfect, and I'm not saying that everything's going to go perfect, but shit, when things don't actually work out for you, don't feel sorry for yourself. Ask yourself, how can I learn from this situation? How can I make this situation positive for me versus going down that black hole of pity, self-pity, and feeling sorry that, you know, things weren't fair and things didn't work out for you? Well, guess what? Everything will work out in the long run if you just allow your efforts to have time to compound. I think that's a huge reason why a lot of people don't make it. Did you know that mentally tough people, they're happy to see you win? Do you know that some of the most successful people in the world, they're rooting for you? They're wanting you to have success. They're wanting you to be successful. Don't think for a minute that mentally tough people are trying to, they're hoping that you do bad. Don't you think for a second that they're rooting for you to not succeed. Do you understand, when the world succeeds, when you succeed, the world is a little bit better. And if the world's a little bit better and people are making more money and people are more fruitful, then what happens is their companies, the business owners of the world, the most successful people in the world, they're going to see more sales. They're going to see more success in their lives. So they're hoping that everybody wins. And by the way, most successful people want that win-win situation. You can't waste energy on shit you can't control. So your energy is only finite. I can't take control of everything. I can't do everything. I can't be everything to everyone. So as you become more and more mentally tough, you have to compartmentalize your life and only focus and control the things that you have control over. Like, for example, let's just say that you're a recruiter, you're in the recruiting business, you're looking for great talent. You know, some people are going to jump on your bandwagon and go the ride with you and, you know, take the journey with you. But some people won't. And you can't control that. You know, look, the economy, you can't control the economy. You can't, look, you might be in a business that just got killed in the last recession. But you can't control that. What you can control, though, is getting creative. What you can control is finding a new business, trying new things, taking more risk, you know, going for it a little bit deeper into your, you know, into whatever you're trying to accomplish. All you can do is all you can do. But remember, all you can do is enough. All I can focus on is the present and the future. That's what I think about every day. I think about I'm going to get up, I'm going to be the best that I can possibly be today. But and of course, the reason why I want to be great today is because I want to have a great, awesome future. But the truth is, I can't worry about the past. And if you're sitting there worrying about the past all the time, if you're always thinking about the shit you didn't do or the opportunity that you missed, or maybe you're too old now to do the things you always wanted to do, well, to me, that's you know, that's not a good way to be mentally tough. Mentally tough people, they focus on today, they focus on the future. That's it. I don't have time to worry about what could have been. All I can worry about is right now. The solutions, if I have a problem right now, I'm thinking about a solution. I'm not worried about what happened. I don't want to fight you about what happened yesterday. I want to talk about how do we find a solution, how do we make it better, and how do we win together. I really don't care what you think about me. I'm way too mentally tough for that. I'm thinking about what I need to accomplish. I'm thinking about what I need to do. I think I'm trying to figure out how I can get better. And by the way, if I spend all my life worried about what you think about me or what anybody thinks about me, I'm in trouble. I mean, do you understand that people have wasted lifetimes, entire lifetimes wasted on worrying about what people thought about them? You can't be that person. You have to be that person that says, look, I'm going for it. I'm taking a risk. I'm taking a chance. You know, F anybody that doesn't like what I'm trying to accomplish. When you know what you want and you have a process on how to get what it is that you want, then just go. Move forward. Make it happen. Do it now. Did you know that making the same mistake over and over again and expecting a different result, you understand that is insanity? Like, we might need to commit you to a mental hospital because that's insanity. When you make a mistake, you get back up, you dust yourself off, you get focused, you get after it, but you can't keep making that same mistake over and over again. You can't keep coming back and saying, well, I made a mistake and I just need to get better. Hey, look, that's good. Nothing wrong with that. But over and over and over again, that's insane. And so when you make a mistake, write it down and say, that mistake I won't make again. That mistake is not going to hurt me again. So I'm gonna improve on that. And again, not that anybody has never made a mistake twice. You're gonna make plenty of mistakes twice. But if you make them over and over and over again, and it's years and years and years, that's a challenge. That's a problem. You have an issue somewhere underlining in your thought process and the way that you think and the way you're making decisions. There's a problem and you got to fix that. How do you fix it? Well, you get a mentor and you allow somebody to be tough with you. That you want to allow somebody to help make you a little bit more mentally tough, a little bit stronger, so that when something happens and you make a mistake, somebody says, you can't make that mistake again, you're going to start rising to the occasion. You're going to say, you know what? I ain't going to make that mistake again. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to get it done the right way, even if it takes me longer. Even if it's harder, even if it's more difficult, even if I don't feel like doing it. You understand, your feelings are probably messing you up more than you would ever know. Like everybody wants to, man, I just want to feel good, and just whatever I do, I just want to feel. Look, sometimes winning and becoming mentally tough and getting yourself to that next level in your life, it's going to require a toughness that probably nobody's ever expected out of you before. And so when you have somebody that's pushing you and expecting you to do better, that's going to be a huge advantage to your life long range. Early on, I embraced change. I just believed that I couldn't be that same 21-year-old punk kid and make $1 million at the same time. That just was, those two things was like oil and water. So I had to determine in my life that I was going to have to become a better version of Daniel Alonzo. I was going to have to be a better version of me if I was going to rise to the occasion. So I had to stop doing a lot of shit that I didn't want to stop doing. I wanted to party on Friday night. I wanted to go out with my friends. I wanted to, at 21, I wanted to stay out late and do things with my buddies all night long. I mean, look, I'm a normal human being. I wanted all that stuff. But I knew that I was going to have to change if I wanted the change. Okay? The change in my life is I wanted freedom. I was going for financial freedom. I wanted to do what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I wanted to travel. I wanted money options. I never wanted to stress about money. I mean, I was driving around in a little $4,000 Nissan pickup truck when I first started in business. I was making $7 an hour living in my mom and dad's converted attic, okay? So I had no money. And so for me, the change was inevitable. So on Friday night, instead of being out partying with my buddies, guess what I was doing? I was sitting in my house listening to Anthony Robbins cassette tapes, okay? Listening to those subliminal music to try to transform my brain. I don't know about you, but I think it worked. I think that because I was so motivated and I was so passionate about what I was trying to accomplish, and I was so willing to change. I was so willing, I always felt like I was a piece of clay, and I told my mentors, and I told all these books, and I told all these tapes, and all these people that were teaching me and were pouring their life into me, and all these seminars I was going to. I basically was telling them, look, I'm just a piece of clay. Mold me into something better. Look, I didn't change who I was. I'm still me. I'm still a good person. I always had a feeling like I wanted to do good, like I wanted to change the world, like I wanted to help people. I always had that inside of me. None of that changed. You understand? None of that changed. What changed was the habits, the decisions for me to become a better version of me. And that just meant that I was going to have to work harder, stay more focused, self-improve more, make better decisions every single day I got up. So when I didn't feel like doing something, I did it anyways. That was a change. That was me adapting. And think about it, today in this day and age, in this world, guess what? You're going to have to change too. You're going to have to become a better version of you too. Guess what you need to learn how to do? You need to learn how to do social media. You need to learn how to post stuff on your story every day. You need to learn how to make great content. You need to learn how to speak in front of a camera. You need to learn how FaceTime works, or you need to learn how technology works. Zoom. You got to do Zoom meetings now. There's so many things that you're going to have to adapt and change. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind, And you'll never make it to that next level. And you know and I know that you want to make it to that next level. That you want a life of freedom and choices and options. Don't BS me. You know that that's what you want. And you know it deep down inside in your core, you know, I mean, come on, you know that that's what you really want. And you're willing to go get that if you're willing, to change, to become the best you could possibly be. I didn't take a lot of financial risk. I didn't take out big loans or anything like that. I mean, I think more than anything, the risk that I took was the risk of my time. So it was the risk in saying, okay, I'm going to try something new and I'm going to give it everything I have. And so that was risk to me. Risk was not, I mean, think about some people, they take risk, and what's their risk look like? I mean, for the majority of the world, what does their risk look like? The risk looks like investing $100,000 or $500,000 or starting a new company and mortgaging their home and selling everything and raising capital and getting tons of money from their family and friends. I never did that. The risk to me was not a financial risk. It was a risk of me. It was when I talked to somebody, were they going to laugh at me? If I talked to somebody, were they going to say that I was a joke? Were they going to say something mean to me? Which a lot of them did, by the way, okay? A lot of people were very mean to me early on. And that was a risk, and I was willing to take the risk because I knew that in life, you're either going to have to take the financial risk or you're going to have to take the personal risk. I mean, there's always going to be risk involved. Doesn't matter where you come from, what you do, what your background is, you're going to have to take a risk if you want to be successful. If you want to change your life, there's going to be some pain associated with whatever you decide to do. It's not going to be hunky-dory, you changing your life. It's not going to be kumbaya, let's sit around the fire and let's sing, and then all of a sudden everybody's going to become rich. Just not going to happen. And so if we know that that's not the way to become successful, then we're going to have to make some major changes. We're going to have to make changes in the way we look at things. Like, for example, instead of looking at risk as a bad thing, we look at risk as being a good thing. See, I look at risk as when I make risk, and I've been telling people forever that there is no wealth without risk. I believe that. With every fiber in my body, I always believe that there's risk involved. I mean, when a couple of months ago, I started doing some sponsored ads, and I and I had to risk some capital, some money out of my pocket, out of my investments. I had to take that money and invest the money. You know, when I got a mentor a couple of years ago, I signed up with a media company that they kind of helped me get my social media right and understand how I could make better content and how to speak on camera and do all these things. It was all, it was all a risk. It could have, that was tens of thousands of dollars I poured into that investment into me, into my life. And it's been the greatest decision I've ever made because I decided to take that chance. And I never expected immediate results. I knew that my results were going to take time. I knew that anything in life worth having, anything in life worth doing is going to take time. I knew that my business was not a get-rich-quick scheme. I knew I had to go get a license. I knew I had to master my craft. I knew that I was going to have to, some way, somehow, I was going to have to figure out how to get clients. I was going to have to learn the sales business. I was going to have to master my craft, like learn how to speak to people, how to build relationships. I was going to have to learn leadership skills. I was going to have better habits, and I was going to have to learn how money worked and how to invest money so I could take a client from where they're at today and help them grow their wealth over the long run. I was going to have to learn all of that. And I knew, and I wasn't worried about the immediate results. My first year, I didn't make very much money my first year. I messed it up all over the place. I have a little log book that, I mean, it was like I'd write a sale every, 5 people I would write a sale. So I would only write 2 sales out of 10 appointments that I would go on. I was like no good at this thing in the beginning. But then I started working on myself. I started, getting better every single day, just trying to get better, just trying to improve, just trying to make to make myself grow some way, somehow. Found the right mentors, found the right coaches, and I started to get good. My income jumped from $100,000 to $170,000 to $250,000 to $350,000 to $500,000 per year. And by the way, by the time I got to $500,000, I had saved $1 million already. So I was completely financially independent at that point, and I was only 28 years old. Life changed for me forever. And by the way, I was making $500,000 in massive passive residual income. It changed my life forever. But guess what? It was all because I took a risk. The trash truck. I was on a roll. I don't know about you, but I just don't give up very easily. When I made a decision that I was going to win in my life, I just said, I'm going to do it and I'm going to go for it. And why not me? Why is it that everybody else has a better life? Why is it everybody else lives in the home on the hill and drives the great cars and takes the great vacations and golfs a lot whenever they want to? And they have freedom and choices and options. And I just felt like, you know what? Why not me? And I said, I'm not giving up. I'm not going to give up this time. I'm not going to stop this time. I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to find one thing to do, not 10 things to do, but one thing to do, and I'm going to make it my life's work. I'm going to give it everything I got. I'm going to pour everything I got into this one thing. And you know what? It ain't going to work overnight. And I'm going to have failure and I'm going to have things go wrong, but I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to stop this time. And because I made that decision, my life's turned out pretty fantastic. Not perfect, but pretty fantastic. And I just want to let you know that you have hope. I don't care what it is that you do. You have hope, right? Find some sort of business that you could be a part of that, look, I mean, maybe, you find something that's not as economy driven. So if you're going through another recession or going through another crisis situation, that no matter what, you'll always be able to work your business. You'll always be able to have clients that you can serve. So pick the right business, pick the right field, and then give it everything you got. Give it every piece of energy that you got and go win. Because it's possible, it's doable. You can do this too. Don't you give up. You got this, man. You got this. Stay mentally tough. Mental toughness is the key to success. I don't know. Why not you? Why can't you do it? Why can't you become successful? You can. I know it's not easy, but do it anyways. Do it anyways. Winners always find a way to win. Find a way. Find a way to win. I believe in you. I know that you can do this. I know you can win. Go for it. Remember, the world doesn't owe you anything. Mentally tough people, they just don't feel sorry for themselves. I want to see you win. I want to see you become successful. Keep going. Don't give up. Just focus on the present right now and focus on the future. Who gives a shit what happened in the past? Go, go, go. Just take a chance. Yeah, you might fail, but just take a chance. If you're going to become successful, yes, you're going to have to change. You can't be the same you and make $1 million. Right now, you're not worth $1 million, but you'll get there. Don't worry, you'll get there. I don't know. If you like me, good. If you don't like me, good. Whatever it is, good.